Okay, awesome. So, Bridget, I thought the first thing you could just do is explain a little bit more high level to the team what we have on offer as the Turpin team right now, and then also what it can look like for their individual businesses. Then I'll pop over to the CRM side. So, should we just give a 5 minute? I'll share my screen, but a high level of like where it's
Right.
all coming into for the team.
Mhm. Sure thing.
Yeah. You want to just maybe share for a minute about the heart of that, like what the shift you're making from.
Yes, sure. Basically, what was as you scale up, it gets really busy, and I was pulling my hair out trying to keep up with leads and with even with business partners, right? As you get 100 people in your business, all of a sudden you have a conversation and you don't remember what you said last week to them. So I just was looking around and searching for what's called a customer relationship management system. It's for short, it's called CRM. And I found Vanessa, who is in LifeWave, and she um, actually runs Fast Track as well, or her daughter runs Fast Track as well. And the more I heard about what she offers, because it's all set up for LifeWave, like she knows how to build a LifeWave business too. And that is a real benefit because you can get by in a CRM system anywhere, but it's not set up for you, first of all, and it doesn't understand the LifeWave business. So what Vanessa and her daughter Indy have done for us is set it up where everything runs really well for our LifeWave business, and we'll kind of walk you through the parts, but there are many parts to the system, but it's all very I don't know, cohesive.
That's awesome. Well, for the purpose of this recording, first of all, just to edify Bridget and Benoit, what a joy is this actual company because my husband always says about LifeWave, it's not just about what we're doing to impact people and that we know the technology completely changes lives, but he always says your network is your net worth. And that's not just in terms of value of money, that's about relationships, quality of relationships. And so to think that entire cross lines, yes, we've got a common, brilliant upline team. My gosh, like so glad to be a part of this is it. But to think that we get to connect on these levels with people all across the world on another level, which is what this other business allows us to do, it's been so fun. And so to get to know your leaders, your team leaders, and really the heart of what they have for you and for the team to come is we're all learning so much together. So it is very mutual in respect and appreciation. But yeah, quick story for us is, 2.5 years ago, we were presented this opportunity with LifeWave. We have led and pastored churches, we've pioneered churches, we love church planning, so we are pioneers. But my husband has an MBA in entrepreneurship, specifically in scaling companies globally. That's what he studied. And so, even in terms of the way we structured our church, we always used a few words that were really important to us: simple, um, sustainable, and scalable. And that was all around a system. And systems are not there to replace people, they're there to serve people. And if you can just keep remembering that, like the best system you're going to be able to adopt is so that you can then do what you do best. Automate what needs to be automated, get out of your brain what then distracts you so that when you're with people, you're present and you're with them. And you've got something, as soon as you've had a conversation with someone, you've got somewhere, literally, like as you walk away from that conversation, you've got somewhere to put the notes, to say what you want to say, to schedule the next step with them. And so we've never been in direct selling. Within a few, like a month of this, us sharing with friends, us kind of ranking fairly fast just by nature of the fact that we were excited about this, I was overwhelmed. And I'm like, if this business is meant to be done in the margins of the rest of our life for kids, two aging parents we're back here in Australia to take care of, three other businesses. We were like, my gosh, this is not saving us time. And I kept on like, and hopefully, like, kind of in a way, like whining upwards, like you always bomb it up. And so I'd go to my mentor and I'd be like, you know what? I get paid this much in coaching and I'm not getting paid this much for the hour it just took me to do that. And she's like, come on, it will scale and it will like duplicate and all the things. But nothing was duplicating because we felt like there was just a lot of missing gaps between how we were being trained at that high level to what to do day to day. And so I looked at CRMs, I looked at how to like follow up systems, and every system was good until they wanted to charge you thousands. Because once you go from 20 contacts and then you want to have 50 contacts in it and all the rest of it. And we were following the pro strategy. So we were very committed to choosing a cadence, one person a day pro, like patch, revisit, get an opportunity to them, order, or three or five. And even at those levels, it was overwhelming me. So fast forward, our daughter's in digital marketing. She had a system she uses called Go High Level, and she'd already developed an agency off the back of that to help coaches and communicators. And that's the main people we love serving, is people that have maybe programs they want to offer to people. So we already had that system. So I said, would you help me build out something that could serve the way I want to do business and then offer it to the teams as well? So that's what we have in place now, is a CRM. It also comes with the opportunity, if you want something called a branded landing page. Again, this does not necessarily be the secret to your success of a business, but we found, rather than just send people like an information site straight up, when we were meeting strangers, they wanted to come via a trust of who are you? Like, who are you? Like in the world, who are you? So we just have a few other things we can build out with it. But the simple thing I know for Bridget and Benoit, their passion is to just show you that there is some things where you can take control of your business, but there's also some things they've built out now in this system that will serve you, where you don't have to think about, what do I do when I bring someone on as a customer or a brand partner? Like, what do I send them? What do I email them next? Where do we take their next steps? So we're just going to show you a little bit of that on this recording. So we're going to start with the team that Bridget and Benoit have created, and a resource where you will be able to plug. It's brand new. You're the first seeing it like this because it is being built out. So Bridget, just to clarify, instead of haveyoubeenpatchyet.com/resources, this page called team.turpinglobal.com will become your go-to. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. So if I share it, do you want to just talk people through that for a
Yes,
moment?
sure.
What's going to be here? Okay, great. So we're going to go to while I pull it up, maybe just talk about it for a minute while I
Sure.
pull it up.
The main reason I wanted to build it was to have resources for the whole team, because I felt that every time we get a new customer, every time we get a new person, a brand partner, there's things that should be said and done for each person. And at first I was doing it, I was doing it with that person. But as you scale up, you have less and less time to do all the nitty gritty details. And it, but it's important. It's important things. And what's important, even more important, is to build that relationship. So now that I have 3 pages on here that will show you, I can spend time where I need to, which is building a relationship with a person. I don't have to show them how to patch, or what electrolytes are, or what water is, right? If they're a new customer, I can put them into this page and they're going to learn. And the nice thing is, I had a tendency to just overwhelm them with information, because I knew, okay, if I don't tell them everything right now, I might not have time to come back and tell them
Mm,
more. So they would leave me after half an hour of talking to me and being overwhelmed and also not remembering what I told them. So by
Mhm.
giving them a page instead and a community, which is linked to the page, which we'll talk about, they can get bit by bit what they need and they won't ever feel overwhelmed by you just dumped a whole bunch of stuff on them, right? So this is the homepage of team.turpinglobal.com. And
Mhm.
it looks exactly like, um, well, I shouldn't say it looks exactly, it looks a lot more awesome than the last one we were using, Have You Been Patched Yet? But um, it's more organized and has more information in it. So you'll see that we welcome them, and then there's the same three paths, right? The patcher, the sharer, but on the each one, you'll see there will be two buttons. Like on the patcher part, there's already two buttons, but I didn't get to finish the whole website yet. So and on the page, there'll be visit Patcher page here, and there'll be join Patch Like a Pro community. So there'll be two buttons on each one. One will lead to a page of education. That education is all the basic stuff that we're all supposed to tell our new patchers, right? Um, and then the community is a place where they can go in and just little by little get educated on all the other patches, on the clinical studies if they want to see them. There'll be information, just basic information on in that site. So each one, patcher, sharer, and builder, will have two buttons.
Mhm. Love it. And then, Bridget, the other thing I think to highlight is, let's say this is how we would train people to onboard. So basically, what would happen is if you bring someone in and you are taking their order, you would be having those conversations right then and there. Listen, we have three ways we love to serve people who come into LifeWave. We'd love to serve you as a customer if that's what is your absolute focus on your health and optimizing that. We'd love to educate you, support you, celebrate some of the breakthroughs. This is the language we would usually use. And then you can literally show them this page. Why I like showing this page early on to someone, even when they're just first purchasing, is it helps them realize there is a pathway if they choose. And
Mhm.
I call it a pathway without pressure. But if you don't show them, they don't know. And so having the second and third options available, it's similar to what I'd say is like buying the patches. You can buy them at retail, preferred customer, or as a brand partner that would like to, build this. But at any point, you're not that, you can upgrade at any point to become that. So they need to know this pathway is an option at any point for them. But if you have that quick conversation, it often allows you know how to serve them best and point them towards the resources. But the second way, Bridget, just to explain, is you don't just want to plug them into the community or show them the page. You want to offer them the chance to email them this information so that they don't just sit on a quick call with you and get overwhelmed, like Bridget said, by even those options. Sometimes those options can feel overwhelming in the beginning. So, what we're created and nearly finished for Bridget and Benoit's team is that you would, once you bring someone and get an order in, you would say, with your authority and permission, I'd love to just send you a set of simple emails as a customer or someone that's wanting to learn about sharing this, or as a business partner. So what Bridget has built out and spent hours and hours and hours doing so that no one else has to on her team yet until they want to create this system themselves is a set of really incredible but simple daily steps when they first come in as a patcher or a sharer or a builder. I love to say to people when I introduce them to this page, listen, we want to do a lot of the heavy lifting for you, just even in terms of so they see duplication is possible. And so, again, if I show them this page, it's to show them, oh, if I turn around and share with someone, I don't have to worry, what do I send? I don't have to worry about emails. I know the team is supporting me in that. So we have three different pathways for them, and they get to choose with you. If if you are going to plug in their email and say you're going to get messages from LifeWave themselves as soon as I place your order, but you're also going to look for some emails from an email called turpinglobal.com. It's part of our community and team that really helps serve our customers or our brand partners in this business. Just look for that in your maybe your spam or maybe your outbox and just reply got it when you get them so that it warms up your email together. And so this is again, it's a 5 minute conversation. If you can show them how to do this with them, it's even better because they start to see how duplicatable the system is. If they want you to do it, then just make sure you've got their authority to add them into this newsletter, into this email series. Anything else you want to add to that page here, Bridget?
Yes, the reason I really created this is because of the PC Plus program. I started thinking, if we can really make these people loyal and give them a little extra to be with us, we don't have to worry about them not being a brand partner and connected to us, right? And
Mhm.
also, um, if you, they, to me, a PC Plus person is a brand partner in training. In other
Love it.
words, they have the ability to do the same as we do. They use the product and they share the product, and they want to learn that too, right? So they want to learn how to share it with their neighbors because they get free product, right, for doing so. So I feel that they're brand partners in training, and I'm going to treat them very well and make sure they get educated on how to use their referral link.
Love it.
So I'm going to put them into the patch like a pro email series and the community, but eventually I'm going to say, hey, you share so well, you've gotten, all of this free product. What if we talk about sharing and getting income? But that
Mhm.
my goal in having customers, especially PC Plus, are to lead them into brand partners later. Because what happens if you're only going after builders is you're missing out on a whole, 96% of people who can come in and eventually lead themselves by the hand and become brand partners.
I love that. And so while we're building out your communities, which is really this safe, easy to know how to get to place where whether they are a customer, sharer, or builder, we have three separate communities. I love that as well because it means the patches will be talking their patch language. They'll be learning. The PC Plus program will be in there. And then for the sharers, they're talking differently to those that are ready to start building as well. So again, if you are a builder, we'd like to do extra training and we'll do that as soon as the communities are built out for the Turpin team. We'll get back on, we'll do another training together, we'll show you the system. It's really going to be as simple as someone signs up with an email request to be in that community. That's as simple as it is. And what will happen very soon is once they've got an email into that system that they would like to learn more about that, they're going to just literally see it here. It's going to be a membership into the community. Right now it says ours, but it's going to say the Turpin team very soon. And so they don't even have to think, where was that community again? Where do I go next for those things? All the overwhelm that can happen in this, even as a customer, where do I go next? So this is going to say, community.turpinteam.com, and it's going to lead them straight with their email into the right community that you've put them into.
Right.
So we'll build this out. It's not going to take too much longer. We'll be able to, in a week or two, just probably at least have get a few people in there trialing it. So that's the larger team system. Bridget, anything else to add to that before I then show them about their individual businesses?
Nope, I think we covered everything for now.
Okay, awesome. So think about that more as a team, and one day maybe your team. We encourage with this system, when people hit executive, often they're going to want to scale this out themselves. Maybe they're even, individuals that go, no, I've got this. I want to actually create this a little earlier on. But the whole point of I believe, especially up until director, you just want to continue to serve people. You want customers, you'd like to get some sharers, and obviously, ideally, a few people that want to partner with you in the business. And so, to keep your focus on that, basically the prospecting and the bringing people in, we encourage keep doing plugging into that team system minimum until you get to director. The second reason why we encourage that is it models to someone else. Oh, there's a system. It's not your own CRM doing this, it's the team system. So it takes some of the heavy lifting away from that. But what we do believe no one else can do for you is your own pro strategy. So no one else, as much as Bridget and Benoit are amazing, they're not going to go get your prospects, write your list. Like they're going to help you with support calls when you need them and help you to maybe get an order or answer more questions. That's what amazing uplines are there for. But in terms of you managing your own, who have I talked to? When? How do I do it? Like, what have I said to them? What's my next step with them? We've created and worked with the Turpin team on what we'd call a customer relationship management system. And we've embedded a few of these steps that come from Turpin team, come from your upline, and come ultimately from the same pro strategy as this is it, but it's just helping you take the steps. So in the last few minutes of this presentation, I'll show you the CRM sample that we have. And basically, I'm happy to say up front the same way we would say up front about patching, because we like to reveal the price before we ever talk about, like what this is. There's no secret to it. There's going to be two options for you. It's going to be a really basic CRM where you can pay an annual fee of $499, or you can pay monthly with a commitment to the first 3 months minimum. Kind of similar to patching, where like if you're not going to do 90 days, it's probably not the patch for you, the product for you. If you're not going to do like 90 days learning, because it's going to be a little bit of learning as well about another system. But trust me, 2 years on and 3 years on, it's going to save you a whole lot of stress and time to have things early on automated and in a system. And so it's going to be either $50 per month with a setup fee or $500 for the year, or we can unlock a few more of the features on it where it does integrate to social media, and you can use some AI and you can have your own email systems in there. And that would be 999 for the year, and there'd be no setup fee on that. So I'll just be upfront, and then next year you could go 99 per month and you will lock that price in forever. It's not when it keeps increasing, because it will, just based on the amount of users and how much team we need just to serve people. It will increase in price, but whatever price you lock in at now, for as long as you need it, it'll be yours. Two things I want to say up front about it. This is your customer relationship management system. So in our service agreement, you do not have our eyes on this as soon as you say, we're done now for needing admin assistance. Thank you for setting it up for us. Myself, my daughter, anyone of our team would only be in the system to help admin and set it up. You will see our name go off your admin as soon as you're ready, so that you know confidentiality. The second thing is we have no access to this data and would never, and we sign an agreement with you that we would never take this data from you. This is yours. We use a behind the scenes system called Go High Level. They have a really great data protection policy as well, so you can read those terms and conditions. If you want the eyes of your support team or your upline on this system with you, which is how I help people scale, is if they don't have a system like this, it's hard for me to help them keep track of people, then you can request Bridget's authority with you, or a support team's authority with you, into your CRM, so they can also help you just move people through these pipelines. So that's my disclaimers up front around it, so you do understand. Thirdly, Fast Track takes no responsibility for what would be things like compliance in terms of what you say in emails, how you say it. Obviously, you get training from LifeWave on what is compliant and what's not. This, like we work with other clients, other network marketing companies, this is your system to steward. And again, you'll sign that in the service agreement. At any point you say, I don't want the system, after if you've paid for the year up front, then at the end of that year, we just release it all. We can download from there all your data files, so they're all yours to take. So again, you don't have to worry that you've got all these contacts and now you lose them to a system. So just know that. And if you pay monthly, we just need a month's notice in advance to get you all that data as well, or basically send you an email and show you how to download all that data and take it with you. So we are not in this for like, there's systems that'll charge thousands and thousands. This is not what we're about. Fast Track is all about serving people to keep things simple so they can scale. So I'll just show you a quick example. It'll only take about 5 minutes of the basic CRM features. And obviously then we can have another call and really go through a bit more of that. But let me just show you a sample system that we have set up already. This also has an app on your phone. So I would probably say that that's my favorite part of the feature, is that you don't just have to do this from the desktop. In fact, we actually presented this or created this while we were in Bali, because I again was on an incentive trip, still needing to do my business and feeling a little overwhelmed at like, wasn't this business meant to allow us a little bit of like flexibility in location and time? And I was lying by a pool and realizing I had all these prospects and I was trying to message them and all the rest of it. And I was like, I'm not relaxed. I've just like prospected 5 people. And now I'm like, did I send that text? Have I done this? What have I done next? And so it was literally in Bali that my daughter and I just kind of designed this. And then we've obviously scaled it since then to serve a whole lot of people. So that was the heart behind it, is I even down to how does someone order? I was like, let's be honest, it's still a little clunky right now. And we know LifeWave's about to invest a lot of money into that. So thank goodness, hopefully by the end of 2026, there's a user-friendly. But so I created a little video how to order so that you can literally automate one email out with your link in there, preferred customer or brand partner. And then you can basically have a little video showing them how to order. And that's what I was just sending off. By the time I'd created that, I was sending that off to people. They were in my CRM and I was breathing because I wanted to enjoy Bali. So that's the heart of it. All right, so here is the system. It's going to look like this on your desktop, but again, it looks really good and user-friendly on a phone as well. And so you are not going to have, just so you understand, at the $49 a month or $500 for the year, you're not going to have anything down here in the bottom. And don't worry, that's a good thing if you don't want to be overwhelmed by funnels and sites and marketing and social media and all that. But what you do have up here is you're going to have conversations, calendar, contacts, opportunities. You won't have the word payments either. And so let's just start here with a dashboard. And again, don't worry about the dashboard. I barely look at my dashboard, but if you love this stuff, you can basically get a highlight of over the last 30 days. How many leads have you got? Where are they in your pipeline? And if you love all this technical stuff, which a lot of my team do, then a lot of our wider team do as well, then you can kind of see what you're doing and create your own reports. My favorite thing here is the tasks. Every day I wake up to the tasks I've set per person, what to do next. So I literally wake up to the dashboard basically to look at tasks. So do I need to send another video? Do I need to remind them about their auto ship? What do I need to do next based on that? There's an email health report when you start emailing people, just to make sure everything's not going to spam as well. So really simply, let's start over at contacts. Again, this is not presuming you've got a lead generation tool or a landing page or anything like that. If you did, then you would have someone's name and email and phone number come straight into that lead generation page, and it would come here under contacts. Contacts are amazing. Favorite, it's where I live most of my life again. And in these contacts, you basically got everyone, you plug them in, you add a contact. We've got all training on how to do this. You simply put first name, last name, email, phone number. Don't worry about contact type, maybe time zone if you just want to remember where they live around the world, but you don't have to have that. As soon as you've added in a contact, it's going to be seen here. Now, let's go to the contact because, again, this is where we get really excited. I get excited. My two big favorite things here are called notes. So over here, you add a note up to the top right-hand side. Anything. What are their health challenges? Where did you meet them? What did they say about their family? Anything at all can go in these notes. You'll save the notes, and then every time you come into their contact, you would find it. Now, let's just say you couldn't remember the person. Let's say that this person said, although we don't like to make health claims, so let's just use the word, I don't know, inflammation, not arthritis, but you can write whatever. This is your CRM. And so mother suffers with, let's just write it. But anyway, so let's just say you write that in here. Then you might go, who was the person that, and again, I don't love leading with testimonies, obviously, but let's just say you wanted to write that in. And then later you wanted to come back to your system and go, who was it that wanted to know more because of their arthritis challenge? Well, you can actually search this whole system under that word you've got in there, and that's another way you're going to search for people. So the more notes you write, the better. Every single time I'm on a call with someone, even a follow-up call, I'm writing anything I can think of in those notes straight afterwards. The second thing I love is then a task. So, what do we need to do next with that person? It might be send them to the Facebook group. Let's just say that's what you need to do with them. I like to put their name in there first because when it comes up on tasks that you'll see in a minute, you actually would like to have their name in there to remind you. You just select yourself, you'll be an assignee because it'll be your account, and then you press create. So you come over from, say, that section right there, and you press create. And now you wake up in the morning back to either that dashboard where we just said before, there's a dashboard and you have all your tasks for the day down here, or you can actually come over to contacts and tasks over here. And then again, my tasks, so many of them, but I love it. As soon as you tick done, then it's done, and you can really lead your business that way. The third thing you can do with these, and I'll just do it one more time under Smart List, under contacts, is the big key that Bridget and Benoit have built out for you based on what we've done for our team as well, is you can actually add them to what is going to be called a pipeline. So opportunities and pipelines are the same word. Let's say this person was now a prospect in your pro strategy, like your pro pipeline. You've met them. Maybe they've filled out a form, maybe they haven't. You're going to share an introduction message with them. There's a whole pipeline of what you do next. After that, you might share the information site. After that, you might send your link. This is if you haven't got the automated emails through your branding page. You might give a sample. Wherever you're up to with them, let's say it was gave a sample, you press create right there. I just got to make the phone number valid again. It's not valid. So I don't know. This is a sample. So let's just do my phone number 0457 084 813. Okay, that's not valid for a reason. I apologize, but I'm going to show it to you over there. The exciting thing is, this is again how I really wake up most days. Let's say that they were in the pro strategy now. Let's say they just come over here and I'd put them over into Gave Sample. Their name would turn up here. Now, what I wake up to every day is what to do next. So I can look at either my tasks or I can look at my pipelines. So I woke up yesterday, I had about, I don't know, 10 people I'd sent my link to in the last few days from the weekend. So I know they are the people I have to call or move them forward next. So let's say that we did have a contact in here, and this is a sample. So it's you would physically be able to just move that contact into the next phase as a box. I'll show you more about that later. I apologize, that sample's not working. But this is basically the three things I use: contacts, and then I use tasks, I use opportunities. I can set appointments in my calendars, very easy to do. And if I want to know who I'm texting or emailing back and forth, this is like conversations with them. So these are the simple things that we use in the simple CRM. If you want to unlock more of it and you'd like some emails automated for you and not just using Turpin Team, but maybe your own, or you want like a 10 email series out regarding like the patches themselves, the opportunity, it's a 7 email series, then you can unlock that at a $97 a month or $990 for the entire year with that whole system unlocked so you can play with it. So that is the system. It is right on the hour, so I will need to take Q&A a bit more later, but I can take 1 or 2 minutes just of high level questions. I'll stop the recording though, and Bridget, we can always do more. But that is the personal use system that we do have in place through Fast Track as well. Oh, actually, sorry, one more thing. I'm going to show you just the price because people will ask again one more time. So if we just go over here and I show you what the price is, you're going to definitely want to be reminded of that. So we're here and we have it here. So I'll just present this to you for a minute. All right. So for the team and for LifeWave in general, again, this is something that my daughter does with clients all around the world in different industries. But for the Turpin team, what we've done is this would be the normal CRM, right? A basic plan, an advanced plan, or an elite plan. And that just unlocks different features based on the price. What Indiana, my daughter who runs this, has offered is that you can go for a basic plan, no problem. Like totally just try it out, like you do with patching. But if you go, I see the potential of this and I'd like as much unlocked as possible, so then I can also play with it, add in some emails, do all the rest of it. Then instead of it being $1,500 for the year, she's offering it to you. If you pay the upfront price, she's offering it to you at $999 for the year. That would save you $300 just per month because that's what the elite plan would actually be an investment of per month. She'll waive the setup fee as well for you, which is quite timely, just so we can have you connected to the wider Turpin team and all the automations in place. And that today would all be $999. So rather than like the basic system, if you wanted to double the investment, you would be literally getting everything at that elite level. Now, you don't have to use that at that elite level, but it's all unlocked. So if you ever wanted more support, just to automate a few more things, connect your social media, do all those kind of things, use some AI, just help AI kind of like answer questions for you, then she's offering that for you as well today. So you can circle back with Bridget, myself, have conversations about this, but thanks for listening to this recording today.